Hey, Russell in Pompano Beach, Florida. Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and I'm going to show you how I cut a transition, well, a bifocal lens with transitions for your new RayBan 2132 color 6053, which is the blue crystal in the 55 eye size. Let me take everything out of the original packaging as RayBan sends it to me. Your Italian leather RayBan case, your RayBan frame, your RayBan cleaning cloth upside down with junk mail in it because you just don't get enough in your regular mailbox, so they put it in your eyeglass case now. Now this is your frame. It comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping from Italy. And of course I'm going to take it off for now, but I'm going to put it on there when I ship to you. So I'm going to take out your original heavy glass lenses, one of which says RayBan. Pop that off. That's what glass sounds like. You drop it on the ground, they shatter. And instead, I'm going to install lightweight, unbreakable, bulletproof lenses. This is what they sound like when you drop them. But I'm going to take your frame, put it in the tracing element of my edger, hit a couple buttons here, and we're going to trace the shape of the frame. A little stylus is going to come up and go around and trace the shape of the right lens before doing the same thing for the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipts have my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase. Of course, Russell, you've upgraded to the bifocals and you've upgraded to the transitions as well. So that is the shape of your lens. I am just going to put one measurement in here. Hang on, we're going to do something here. There we go. I'm going to check one more. Just program the computer here. Now this is a bifocal lens, so I'm going to change the graph. This is your right lens. We're going to put that there. You can see the line. This graph tells me it's in there straight, then it's not crooked or uneven like that. So I am going to get everything lined up perfectly. Actually, I do want to change one more thing here. There we go. Get everything lined up perfectly. And this is a block, or as I like to call them, Jenny from the block. I need to attach these to your lens while they are cutting. So I need a double-sided adhesive sticker, of which I've got two up here. Pull these off. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick this onto the first block, place that on the platform. Take the second block, pull the paper away, again making the black side the sticky side. Now there's a little silver button on the back. That is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice tonight. The first, it's going to marry itself to the magnet that's inside this arm. I'm going to set it there. It's going to hold it there. I'm going to hit that button, and now the arm's going to come down and place the block onto your right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the left lens. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Put the magnet in there where it holds it. Line up your left lens with this graph. This is flipped over to the left side. And I'm going to make sure everything is straight and perfect. Double check everything. You only get one chance at this. Hit the button, and now the block is being applied to your left lens. Now this is the edger. This is what cost $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out and buy one of their own. Then you can cut your own lenses at home. You won't need me anymore. The actual cutting wheel is over here on the far right. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper. It's actually diamond tipped, but it's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind your lens away till it's the final shape. This wheel in the center, that little channel, that valley, that's what's going to put the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Now this magnet is going to do its job the second time. It's going to hold it in place in the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know this machine well enough to call it chuck. Where's my stylus? Here it is. Let's wake up the computer. That is going to be the shape of your lens. These are polycarbonate lenses. I'm not going to polish the lens. I'm not going to put a bevel on the front surface, the convex surface of the lens. I'm only going to put one on the rear surface, the concave surface of the lens. And that concludes your vocabulary lesson of the day. So I'm going to hit that green arrow, which is start in every language. The door closes, this clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced by two white styluses. making sure that the lens is large enough to fit into the frame. You can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the lens. And it's actually going to measure the lens twice, measuring every thickness as it goes along to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel for the best cosmetic fit possible inside the frame. Now in just a moment your lens will come down onto the cutting wheel. You do see water running in the background, that's that flickering light. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry where plastic and high index plastic cut wet. So in just a moment your lens will touch down onto the cutting wheel. As I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. Your lenses are also virtually unbreakable. They are bulletproof up to .22 caliber and have both UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes, unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that need to be reapplied every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun. This is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. Now, just as a check and balance system, those tracers are going to feel the edge of the lens one more time, just to double check and make sure exactly where to place the bevel. It could move the bevel forwards or backwards in order so to have the least amount of edge thickness. And of course with this prescription you're not going to have any edge thickness, but because I cut very strong prescription lenses all day long, it's just a routine precaution that the edger goes through to give you the best cosmetic look possible. So just a moment ago your lenses were flat, just like a nickel. I could have taken it out of the edger and it would stand up on the counter on its own. Now it's getting the knife-like bevel, the V-shaped bevel if you will, that will go inside the bevel of the frame. Now water has begun spraying on your lens. It does that for the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle, just to wash away any optical debris. Now this little arm has come out. At the end of that arm is a spinning wheel, something you would find on a Dremel tool. It's spinning around very fast and it's putting what's known as the safety bevel onto the back surface of the lens. Should this be a strong prescription lens and any of it protrude from the back of the frame to come into contact with your cheek, it would smooth everything out so the lens is very smooth. Of course, you're not going to have any edge thickness whatsoever. In just a moment, this door is going to open and I will take the lens out. In fact, I will open this door with my mind. You like that? I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I can. It just takes a couple hours, but I can do it. You just have to keep staring at it. So alright, I've got your lens dried off. I just want to run my thumbnail around the back surface to remove any optical debris, optical sawdust if you will. I'm going to go ahead and take your lens. Of course, you've got the blue crystal RayBan. I'm going to RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner using my thumbs, press down the nose and it snaps right in. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for the left. We're going to put the lens into the chuck, flip that over to L, which stands for not right, and hit start. Just like before, the door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced by the 2 white styluses, making sure that the lens is large enough to fit into the frame. You can see as it's going around. And of course, measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness. And of course, with this frame in your prescription, you have no edge thickness whatsoever. But again, should this be a strong prescription, it would know exactly where to do that. So now that the left lens is cutting, I'm going to take this block off, pull the sticker off, dry the lens off again. Now I want to come down here to my Marco 101 lensometer. I want to inspect the power of that lens. And I am getting 0. There is absolutely no prescription in the top. We in the industry call that Plano, which other people call a city in Texas, but Plano means no prescription. Some people call it Plano, but I'm from the South. Not as far south as you, Russell, but still considered the South. I'm going to raise this up into the bifocal power. In fact, to do this correctly, you want to rotate the frame around and measure the back of the lens. Check the power there. And I am getting plus 175. We're at 1, 1 1/4, 150, 175, 1 tick mark away from 2. So you have a bifocal strength of 175 in the bottom. Nothing in the top, plus 175 in the bottom. And the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. Again, starts at 0, which is Plano, and goes up from there. Plus a quarter, plus 50, 0.75, 1, 1 and a quarter, 150, 175. So you need 7 strengths of magnification to make everything, the images, the correct size for you to read. Your distance prescription is still perfect, but from here inward you need about 7 diopters of power to be able to see clearly. Where are we at? Where are we at? Okay, the safety bevel, the knife-like edge. It's a very dull knife, just like me, but a knife-like edge nonetheless. Your lens is going to be so sharp, Russell, that you should be able to cut a piece of wet tissue, providing that you soak the tissue in a bucket of water overnight and then use your lens to press down very hard on the tissue. You might be able to cut through it. So now the spinning wheel has come out and it's putting the safety bevel onto the back surface of the lens. The concave surface. A job that I used to do with the handstone here, but now my new edger does it for me. Now Russell, in just a moment I want you to open this door. Go ahead with your mind, go ahead and do it. Russell, that's pretty good. Your first day on the job and you're already doing it. Okay, let's dry the lens off. We're going to pop it into the frame, starting at the outside corner. Now Russell, in the future, now if you really want to buy another pair of glasses from me, you can, but in years from now, should you ever need stronger lenses or a prescription in the top and stronger in the bottom, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to take the lens, you're going to tuck it in. You have the frame where you have the empty side closest to you. The temples are pointed towards the ground, but you're going to tuck the lens in at the outside corner here, and then using your thumbs, press down at the nose. Now again, your lenses are unbreakable, so you're never going to hurt your lens by doing this. And this frame, as long as it's room temperature, I ship all over the world. In Florida, it should never get freezing enough for you to have to worry about it. But anyone who lives in a cold climate, don't leave your frame in your car overnight where it's freezing and brittle and then try and pop the lenses out. Just make sure it's at room temperature and you never have to worry about it. Take the sticker off, dry the lens off, and again, should you ever have to take these lenses out, you just turn the frame over. You're always going to push down with your thumb at the nose. With your thumb, and of course with the other hand holding the lens, put the other thumb on top, push down, out comes the lens. To put it back in, again, I have the side I'm working on closest to me. I'm not trying to reach across the frame, but tuck it in at the outside corner, and as always with your thumbs, push down at the nose. So let's come down here. We're going to inspect the power of the left lens. Where's my flashlight? I can't find it. You know, I have a smaller flashlight, I just can't find it. Okay, we'll check the power and we're at 0. Let's go ahead and check the power of the bifocal of the left lens. Hold that in place. And we are getting plus 175, 1 tick mark away from 2. So that is perfect again. Now this is the portion of the video as I clean your lens that I mentioned to everyone, that when you get these in the mail, and of course free shipping anywhere in the United States, but when you get these in the mail, there's a very small chance that these could fit either too loose or too tight. However, there is an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That is because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and I'm no exception. I'll show you that in just a moment. But that's why 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first. Of course, I'm also going to include instructions on how to not only care for your eyeglasses, but for your RayBan case and your RayBan cleaning cloth. I'm also going to include one of my premium microfiber cloths, so that with instructions on how to care for those, so your cloth and case will last you for years. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, the bottom of the frame being 3. I set it on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and press down on the counter, they wobble, but they sit level on me. Now I am wearing the same frame as my everyday glasses. This is the RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer, color 6053, which is the blue crystal. I'm wearing color 6144, which is the silver metallic crystal. Same frame. I find it to be one of the lightest weight, most comfortable, and one of the least expensive frames out there. That rarely happens. You get all 3 in 1. Last piece of debris I want to clear off. Now this is what your lenses look like clear. I want to go ahead and activate them under a strong burst of ultraviolet light. Over here in the corner, my little transitions box. As you will see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for transition lenses to darken. It takes a little bit longer when you come back inside, 45 seconds to a minute 15. Now Russell, this is important, pay attention. All transition lenses will darken on day 1. Give them 2 weeks of exposure to the sun, and they're going to continue to darken every day for the first 2 weeks until they get to their final setting. After that, they will work for years with maximum performance. The only time they won't work perfectly is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield has UV inhibitors to prevent your dashboard from cracking from sitting in the sun all day, and that's why transition lenses don't turn dark in a car. Now, if you have a convertible or a motorcycle, they will darken, or if you can see the sun, they will darken, just never indoors. Now, they're also temperature sensitive, which is a concern in Florida, meaning they will get darker when it's 85 degrees and below than they will when it's 95 and above. When it's over 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Everyone's miserable when it's 100 degrees. No one likes to work 100% when it's that hot. So this is the first time they've been darkened. Don't worry, Russell, they're going to get darker than this. Come on, we talked about this, don't you remember? But that's that. If anyone has any questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com or simply click the Contact Me button on the website. Russell and Pompano Beach, Florida. I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut bifocal lenses with transitions for your RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer color 6053, which is the blue crystal and the 55 eye size. And hopefully everyone else has got a chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.